Look, I want to get to negative gearing because this is making headlines this morning. An anonymous senior Labor official has revealed that work has begun on developing options to scale back negative gearing and capital gains tax concessions. The government has reportedly asked Treasury for expert advice on the possible changes, with the PM not ruling out any changes when asked on radio last week. Amanda, are you considering scaling back negative gearing in this country?
Well, I want to be really clear. We've got a very ambitious housing policy in front of us at the moment. $32 billion of investment in increasing supply in housing, and a number of policies already underway, a number that unfortunately the Coalition and the Greens are blocking in the Senate. But we've got a really ambitious housing policy that is focused on supply. It is not our proposal to address or to add negative gearing to that. We're getting on with the job.
So it's not your proposal, but are you asking Treasury what the numbers look like to possibly scale back negative gearing?
Well, Treasury does this sort of work. It would have done so under the Coalition.
Not asked, I guess.
It would have done so.
Them?
Well, Treasury does routine work all the time around different policies, different ideas.
So do they just think of a thought bubble, or do you ask them? Have you asked them?
No. Well, of course, they look at a variety of scenarios across the board, and they would have done so under the Coalition many times.
Yeah, but I mean, look, we're with you guys. You're the government. Have you asked the Treasury to look at the numbers on scaling back negative gearing? Just a question.
I have to be very clear that as the government, our focus is on delivering our housing agenda that we've got in front of us. And quite frankly, if the Greens and the Coalition would get out of the way of the Senate and actually ensure that we can have more rent to buy, well, we've got a housing policy and it's there to be seen.
Yeah, we know you have a housing policy, but that's obviously not something you want to answer this morning. Jane, there are a lot of arguments for scaling back negative gearing. Number one, I guess, a lot of three-quarters of people who negative gear properties do it for established houses. Would you consider this?
Well, actually, when we looked at this policy in 2019, when a then Shorten-led Labor opposition was proposing changes to negative gearing, the Coalition worked out that, in fact, if you scale back negative gearing, it can have dramatic effects on supply. And we're already beginning to see
well, if it's used for established houses, it's not adding to the supply. So that would be the number one reason to scale it back. Would you look at it?
If you take landlords out of the system, well, then all that happens is rents go up. I was down in Western Victoria just on Monday, walked into a real estate agent, and there's a sign up saying no rental properties available. Yep. And that's a catch cry that we're hearing right around the country. You take away negative gearing, as clearly the government are planning to do. That's why they're commissioning the work. Clearly they're planning to do this. You take away negative gearing, you're going to have a dramatic impact on rental supply. That's a real problem in this country already. It would only make it worse.
OK. Thank you both. We'll see you next week.